Hi there, it's Steph, and I decided to take a ride over to, if you can't tell by the orange carriage, I'm at the Home Depot. And they actually have received a lot of their spring trees and fruit trees and shrubs. So I'm going to go around and kind of show you what they have this early in the spring. It is the last week of March, and this is their current inventory in my zone 6B. It's hard to tell with all the branching, but this right here is a flowering dogwood, a white dogwood. It looks to be a 5 to 7 gallon container, and it's $99. It does have good branching structure, nice and rounded all the way around, and it already has some buds on it for this year. They also have a bunch of flowering cherry trees. These are the Kwanzan cherries. I'm actually looking for a cherry tree, but I'm looking for a white one, maybe a Kwanzan, not a Kwanzan, a Yoshino. These Kwanzans get to be about 20 feet tall and wide, and they flower in pink mid-spring. I have quite a few of those. I'm looking for a multi-trunk birch, and they have a few here that look like they have some interesting bark. The variety on these are Heritage River Birch Cully. I have to do some more research to decide what type of birch I want to add, but they have quite a few, and I really do like the multi-stem birches. Now this cherry is one that I would certainly be interested in. It's called a Weeping Subhirtella Cherry Pendula, and I love the weeping arching branching of it. It looks like it gets 15 to 17 tall and wide, but you know, it all depends on the conditions of the tree. But these are $129. They have some Eastern Redbud Forest Pansy. These are actually really cool. The foliage is heart-shaped, and it comes out like this almost like a fuchsia pink red color, and then they darken to burgundy. Very pretty redbud. They also have these purple leaf plum thundercloud, 15 to 20 feet, blooms early to late spring. And all of the trees in this 5 to 7 gallon size are ranging in the $99 price point. These are trees that you want to stay away from. The flowering pear, there's a couple of varieties that are invasive. I'm not certain that this is one of them, but something to look into before you consider a flowering pear. Crab apples are $79. Crab apples are really pretty. They also bloom early to late spring and range in size from 8 to 25 feet. This looks pretty interesting. I've never heard of this before. A Japanese Zelkova, or Zelkova serrata. Looks like it's drought tolerant, easy to grow, and a large tree. Pretty. Red Maple Sun Valley. I love these maples, but it looks like they only have red color in the fall. So if you're looking for fall interest in your landscape, this might be a good option. And I found a Yoshino cherry. So now the decision becomes, do I get one of these, or do I get one of those pendulous weeping cherries? Oof, decisions. But this is pretty also, and it's about a 25-foot spacing for this tree. But I love this white color on blooms on spring trees. So pretty. It says it's a garden showpiece. It sure is. One thing that I find with some of these trees at the garden centers versus the trees at the nurseries, this tree here, for whatever reason, either it was bred this way or maybe in the trucking, I always notice that their trees are not always well rounded. This tree has a face, so in the back there is no branch coming out, no branches at all coming out of it. But in the front is where all the branching is. So if I stand here, you can kind of tell all the branching coming this way, none coming that way. But a benefit of getting them at these places is that you get a 1-year warranty, where with a lot of the nurseries, they offer either no warranty or a very short limited time warranty. So there's definitely a trade-off. If you're willing to see if you can prune this into a better shape, it might be worth a try. But then again, sometimes the shape you get is kind of the shape they want to stay in. So it's certainly a gamble. Shade tree. Oh, it says it has winter interest. I think I can see why. It has really cool branching. There's also some smaller dogwoods available. These are only $30. They're not a bad size. If you want to start with a baby tree, the price point isn't bad. These are Kusa dogwoods. Here's all their fruit trees. They have some plum, apricot, pear, apples. Still plenty of selection. The fruit trees look to go from $59 to $79. Here we're getting into some evergreens, and these are some Norway spruce. I have a weeping Norway spruce and they're really pretty. In the spring they put out these cones that are pretty. This is real nice. 25 to 30 feet tall. I love evergreens. They're my favorite. These look nice and healthy and round. Let's check the price on them. $59.99. Not bad. $59.98. That's a good sized tree. I want to say it's probably about 4 feet. Between 3 and 4 feet. This is a gorgeous rhododendron. I actually have 2 of them. Mine is not quite as big. This looks to be a 5-gallon container, and it is $69.98. And this variety is called Nova Zembla, which if you look online, it will describe it as a red, but from my experience with it, it's a really beautiful fuchsia pink. Really nice rhododendron. And it's supposed to be pretty compact as far as these go. Yeah, 5 to 6 feet tall and wide. And they have quite a few of them. They have some lilac and some viburnum. I love viburnum. I don't know what variety this is. It doesn't specify. There are also some invasive species, but these are such a good 4-season plant. They provide you with blooms in the spring and some berries if you have, most of them require a second plant to pollinate to get berries. They're deer resistant, and then they have usually beautiful fall color. Here they have some privet. It's a flowering shrub, California privet, Ligustrum ovifolium. Landscape staple for evergreen, as far as evergreen shrubs and live fencing goes, the arborvitae. These are the these are just the regular green ones. There are a couple of varieties of arborvitae. This one's the emerald green arborvitae. I live in the country, and so we have a lot of deer pressure. My neighbor has a beautiful row of the green giant arborvitaes, and they are not bothered by the deer. So if you're looking for arborvitae, you might want to lean towards the green giant. Lilac Sweetheart. I love lilac. Their smell is amazing and so reminiscent of spring. I added a Miss Kim lilac to my garden last year that I actually bought at the Home Depot. It was about this size, and the price on these are $26.98. So about a 3-gallon container if I had to take a good guess. They also have this variety of rhododendron, the PGM Elite. From what I understand about the PGM, they have the smaller foliage, and a lot of time the foliage is darker or it turns red. And the blooms might be a little smaller also. In general, it's a smaller scale, both leaf and bloom, with some darker foliage, where this is the traditional rhododendron that has the larger leaves. This one's called Rhododendron Rocket. See, this PGM, the foliage is a little bit darker. Let's see what this one's called. Yeah, same one. So this one's just a little lighter, but it's the same variety. And these are $34.98. While looking at the rhododendrons, this particular one caught my eye because this foliage is just gorgeous. Look how large it is. If you look around at the ones, this is the PGM variety, and these are kind of the traditional ones. Yeah, this one's called Rocket. But this one, I've never seen such large leaves. Rhododendron scintillation, absolutely beautiful. Really pretty. They have this common snowball viburnum. It's sterile. That just means that it doesn't bear fruit. But they have beautiful, they almost are hydrangea-like. These big puffs of white blooms in the spring. Part sun shrub, deer resistant, easy to grow. 8-foot spacing. And it blooms in early spring to summer. Some more lilacs. And then they have these really cool 9-barks. 9-barks are beautiful shrubs for darker foliage. If you're looking for dark foliage shrubs, this is a great option. This one is the Diablo. It's part sun. It gets to be about 8 feet, and it blooms early spring to summer. But one of the characteristic things of this shrub that make it so interesting is its bark. It actually has peeling bark. And these are $26.98. They have some My Monet Purple Effect Dwarf Weigela by Proven Winners. This one gets to be 2.5 to 3 feet tall and wide. Hardy zones 4 to 6. Really pretty. This is a variegated foliage Weigela with purple flowers. And these are, let's see how much they are. $34.98. And it's a number 3 container, so 3-gallon. Another one of my favorite shrubs here. These are the False King Gold Cypress. Beautiful evergreen, adds a lot of interest to the landscape. Some Alberta spruce. These are nice. They don't get too large, but sometimes they have problems with spider mites. This is a number 7 container, and it is $69.98. And some Japanese maples. Let's check those out. Part sun green Japanese maple, 15 to 25 feet, hardy 20 degrees, negative 20. These do great in my area. I'm in 6B, and they do well. I have a green one. This one is pretty because it has really interesting red bark, and then the foliage will be green when it emerges. I was surprised to see that they have some hydrangeas already. These buds, these are the mop head type Macrophylla type hydrangeas, the Endless Summer, Summer Crush. And these buds, we are due to have 3 20-degree nights, so they will probably get zapped by frost. So the unsuspecting consumer who purchases these will not probably get blooms this year, but they will be beautiful nonetheless. And the foliage turns dark in the fall, a nice pretty red. Some more hydrangeas here. These look like oak leaves. Definitely oak leaf hydrangeas. And they are $29.98. These hydrangeas are absolutely beautiful. The foliage, this is its color now, but it's also its fall color, which is beautiful, and it has huge clusters of white blooms. Well, it depends on the variety, but typically they have these beautiful leaves, big white bloom clusters, and then foliage like this, fall color. Really pretty variety of hydrangea. Some azalea, also an evergreen. These are $26.98. Some blueberries. Some Andrometer, also known as Japonica. Pyrus japonica. This one's called Cupido. These are really pretty evergreen shrubs also, and then this time of year, early spring, they put on these clusters of blooms. Really beautiful shrub. They're pretty compact too in most cases. They're only in the 36 to 48 inch range. So these make good foundation plants too. And they're part sun. This is some Quince. Orange Storm. This is also another spring blooming shrub. And this is a Proven Winners. This one's priced at $34.98. And the blooms are not open yet, but they're a pretty orange bloom. If you're lacking color in your garden in any of the seasons, it's a good idea to visit the nursery in that season so you can see what they have available that blooms. So for example, in the spring, if you feel like you lack spring color, all of the things that they have here in early spring are things that you can expect to bloom in your garden. Azaleas, rhododendrons, lilacs, the Andrometer. So this is a great time to visit to get ideas for spring color. Pyrus japonica, Mountain Fire. This one has beautiful new foliage. The new foliage that emerges is red. Really pretty. And these are $29.98. And we'll check out some more of their evergreens. They're starting to get some more boxwood. This is Boxwood Calgary. (18 to 24 inches), so that's good. That actually seems like a very compact size boxwood. Typically they get, you know, pretty large for hedging and such. Juniper Old Gold. I'm very drawn to yellow evergreen foliage. This is really, really pretty. A Golden Unanimous. These Juniper Blue Star are a star in my landscape. They are such beautiful low-growing evergreen shrubs with the prettiest blue-green color, and they're actually soft to the touch. Sometimes evergreens can be kind of pokey, but not these. I'll actually insert a clip of some that have been in my landscape for about 9 years now. Here is my Blue Star Juniper that is going on its 9th season here in my flower bed. And just for context, in terms of size, it is about 4 feet wide and
3 feet.
And about 3 feet deep. So 4 by 3. Good size shrub. They're very slow growing and they're not a thug. They don't take up an exorbitant amount of space, and they don't grow too aggressively. They offer a beautiful contrast of color to all the green. Really, really pretty evergreen. Look how nice it contrasts with yellow. Look at that. You have your greens, your blue, and your yellow. Now all you need is red in the form of either like a 9 bark or a Japanese maple. Beautiful, beautiful garden combination. Some Japanese holly. This one's called Hellery. These are pretty because they almost looked like boxwood. These are deer resistant, evergreen. Some Japanese holly compacta. And these are, how much are these shrubs? $27.98. Not bad. They're actually a really good size. Another favorite of mine is the Mugo pine. These are $14.98, and then you have some bird's nest spruce, also $14.98. This one's really pretty too. It's called a Juniper Angelica Blue. This one's a little bit sharper. It doesn't look like it is, but it's certainly sharper than this one. Andorra juniper. Juniper sea green. These arborvitae are cool. They're called Hetz Midget, and I like the natural rounded shape of them. Really nice. And they're about a 36-inch spacing on those. These are $29.98. And here are the green giants. So I'm just sharing based on my experience. Certainly research it because these would be a big investment, but the green giant seem to be the ones that deer mostly stay away from. Although if you're a gardener, you know nothing is really truly deer resistant, because if they're hungry enough, they will eat just about anything. But these have been pretty fast growing in my neighbor's yard and have been really, really pretty. You can tell they're a little different than the emerald green arborvitaes. These green giants are a little more airy in the foliage, where the emerald green are a little denser. I'll actually show you a comparison right now. So here is the emerald green arborvitae, and right here is the green giant. So those are a little airy compared to these. These are a little denser. There's a large variety of sizes when it comes to the arborvitae that they have available. In the back you can see that they even have B&B or ball and burlap trees. So those are going to be pretty large. Instant Impact. Another very popular spring flowering shrub, Forsythia. These are $24.98, and some are even in bloom. Scotch broom. And it's a really cool looking green shrub with these blooms that come out. You can see the buds there. It looks like it is a full sun, and it blooms in early summer. Some dwarf Mugo pine. These need about 4 to 5 feet spacing. And they also have some yellow twig dogwood. Some yew, which is also a really popular evergreen. And these are $29.98. It was really chilly outside, so I've moved on to the inside to look at their planters. And they have these, I love these, this basket planter there. I have 2 of them, and I might pick up another couple this year. I also really like this one. They have a pretty good variety. I mean, the prices, they are a little higher than you can find at, say, like TJ Maxx and Marshalls. But a lot of these are that composite material that can withstand some frost. So it might be a little investment, but maybe worth it. I really love these bigger rolled rim terracotta pots. They have some pot feet, which are always nice to have to elevate your pots off the ground and help with drainage. I love these big substantial size planters. These look gorgeous flanking a walkway, a garage, a back door, or a patio entrance. Really, really nice. Really like these concrete looking pots also. Really pretty. These basket planters are nice also. I actually have 2 baskets that I got last year that I'm thinking I can probably line with some plastic. Usually I just put a nursery can as a liner inside, but this is an easy enough thing to do. There's no price on these whiskey barrel planters. They're wood, and I love them. So pretty. And they have drain holes in them already. Really nice. Everything's getting ready for spring. Thanks for coming along with me today, and I'll catch you in the next one.